What's up guys, Tony Hannity's here from Lazy Tech TV, and this is the Infernal Innovations magnetic car mount. It's also a desk mount too, but mainly a magnetic car mount for your smartphone. Stay tuned. Okay, so a while back we actually did another product of Infernal Innovations, and it was a CD magnetic mount tray where you put it into your CD slot of your car, and that looks odd, but you put it into your CD slot of your car, and because you know, who the hell uses CDs anymore, really? Like one guy, so I get you, but most of us use not CDs. And so it was cool, it was nice, but I had some issues with it because it mainly covered all the other things that I needed on my personal radio, and I can only assume other people have that concern as well too. So I thought, vent mount. Vent mounts, well, it doesn't cover anything except the vent, but in regards to the electronics of the vehicle and things of that nature, everything else was wide out in the open. And I was a little prejudging of vent mounts in general because I like to have the vents coming at me, and having something block a vent in the past has been a concern of mine, and that's still the case. I'm sorry to say, but I still gave this a full-on review. This is really nice because it's super compact. Normally MSRP for like 12 bucks, but on Amazon right now you can get it for $10, and it just slides into your air vent. And the thing though is that although this is fairly universally form factored, it doesn't slide into every car. So case in point, my wife and I both have Nissan. She has a Nissan Frontier, I've got a Nissan Altima. In my Nissan Altima, none of the vents that I use on the left, on the right, on the other side, in the top of the vent, on the lower side of the vent, it wouldn't stay in there, jokes aside. It wouldn't stay in there, it would just come right out, jokes aside. And then I just couldn't use it, because the second that I would put the phone onto the mount and then pull the phone off, it would take the mount with it because it just couldn't adhere to it. And there's these little prongs here, they look like a flower if you look dead on at it, and you know, you want to really get it snug in between a crosshair, but I just couldn't get it all the jokes are coming. The jokes are coming. I couldn't get it all the way in. So I decided to try it in my wife's car, and lo and behold, I could get it all the way in to my wife's car. I can't believe I'm saying this. Which brings me to my point, as inexpensive as an item this is, it might not work in all vehicles. Nevertheless, let's just assume it works in your car, okay? Moving on, jokes done. Once it's in there, in whichever vent that you want, it's really nice because it is very stable. It does take a little bit of effort to pull off of the vent with the actual mount. And this unit here, the circular disc in which the magnet is connected to the other magnet, it's actually a 360 rotational unit. So you can keep the mount in the vent, but then rotate your phone if you want to have it landscape for navigational purposes, because of course you wouldn't watch YouTube or Netflix while you're driving, right? Because that'd be dumb. Come on. And it's super stable. So when it's in the mount, in your array or wherever that you want to place it, it's out of the purview of your radio, it's out of the purview of your speedometer, it's not up above on the dash, so it's not blocking any of your viewing angles or anything like that. No one can pull you over, but it is blocking air coming at you. And in addition to that, because it's blocking air, especially if it's like hot air, the hot air blowing on your phone could damage the phone. I don't know. I mean, you're also having a very high intensity magnet right on the phone and the battery. This is not your normal refrigerator magnet. Just like the other device, in order to connect it to your phone, you have to have another magnet piece. So you get in the packaging two magnetic pieces, one that's circular and one that's adhesive, so you can actually stick it directly onto your phone. What we decided to do with the phone that we were testing, which was an LG G4, was that we would just put it behind the battery door. So it was not on the outside of the phone, but instead on the inside of the phone, closer to the battery. Again, we didn't see any battery dissipation. We didn't see anything going wrong with the battery because the magnet was right there. But because the magnet was right there, it was blocking NFC. And I would only assume if I did add the wireless charging mechanism, which you can do aftermarket with the G4, it would block that as well too. Arguably, you can move the magnet down so it's kind of out of the way, but by doing that, it makes it top heavy or makes it bottom heavy, and that's just not what I wanted. Depending on the size of your phone, or let's just say you have an iPhone, you don't care about Apple Pay or anything like that, then fine, use your magnet and you'll be happy. But for a lot of the Android devices, Windows Phone devices that are taking advantage of these wireless transmitting capabilities on the rear of the phone by having something blocking it, then it really deters you from being able to use these cool new functionality. Unlike the car vent, which you can actually position the phone to be facing you or facing away from you, this is just straight on facing toward the back. So that was the thing. While being a driver or being a passenger, I could still see it, you know, off to my right or off to my left, really with no problem. But if I were to be doing something in a stationary position, like a Facebook chat, video chat, or a Skype call, not driving, again, don't drive and do this at the same time. It's bad on you. You can see it, but they can't see you because the camera is facing straight to the back. So you still had to pick it up and hold the phone, and thusly this particular mount is no good, whereas the CD mount at least let you tilt it toward you. Now earlier I kind of mentioned that this was a desktop mount. It's more of a desktop stand. So what you would do is basically take it out of your car, put it to the back of your phone, and then place it on your desk like this, and that's it. That's, you know, because there's no major installation for your vehicle. Like, you don't have to get any screwdrivers to remove it from your car. There's no suction cup that you have to really stick it to the surface of your car and make sure it stays there for time immemorial. You can just remove it and take it off, remove it and put it back, remove it, put it back, as much as you want. I would just leave this in the car. So if you fall into the category where you don't need to see directly dead on, straight on while you're looking at the phone, if you don't care about the fact that it's blocking some of those wireless connection capabilities, if you don't mind the fact that there is a very strong magnet that is going to have to be on the rear of your phone, if that doesn't matter to you, then this $10 to $12 air vent mount could actually be a feasible option for you. So go check it out at infernalinnovations.com, or in fact, I'm gonna link the Amazon page in the description below so you can take advantage of their sale that they're having right now. If you're watching this video and there's no more sale, that's because there was a limited time sale. So normally MSRP is 12 bucks. So if it's cheaper than that, you're lucky. So that's pretty much it. If you have any more questions regarding this little guy, let me know, put in the comment section below, or just email us, and make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+. We're not really doing a lot on Google+, but definitely Facebook, and especially here on YouTube. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends and family. We really appreciate the support, and we'll talk to you guys in the next one. Later.